Our game is loaded up, so let's get hype. Let's make some noise. INnoVation versus Life. Game number 1. In the bottom left, in the blue. Many regard him as the best player in the world. He is INnoVation! In the red, our Zerg player, the champion of Blizzcon 2014. He is Live!
Guys, before we get into this beautiful series, get out there, hashtag WCS, spread the word on Facebook, Reddit, what have you. Let people know to tune in because this could be the best match of BlizzCon.
Yeah, a lot of people are really excited about this match. Again, going back to those predictions earlier, I really thought there were going to be some other casters who were saying that maybe Life would take it, but yeah, it was quite one-sided. Kind of funny considering that Life did win this last year, but INnoVation has been so phenomenal, especially this year, but in years before. It is a tough call, right? I think a lot of people out there probably also gunning for INnoVation. I'm sure Life has a lot of support. But look, I would love to be proven wrong here and see Life actually take this.
Well, I mean, Life's story is just so crazy. Remember, last year, we didn't think Life was going to win. We didn't think he was going to get far at all. I think we predicted him to lose like 3 rounds in a row, and then he ended up winning the thing. So, yeah. When Life comes ready to play, every time he can win the tournament. And remember, he had that streak after BlizzCon last year where he won almost every tournament for a few months.
You got to remember, too, the 2 very different play styles, which is also what makes this matchup so interesting. So, INnoVation, he's so perfect in his play, his production. It almost looks like a supercomputer or something, like it was like that supercomputer Deep Blue in chess. It's so perfect. But Life is very good at throwing off another player's tempo. He's really good at attacking at the right moment, interrupting, builds, harassing. And at times, a player like Life can definitely exploit that and get INnoVation out of sync and punish him accordingly.
Well, I tell you, this is truly what a rivalry this really is. This is really like our modern-day StarCraft 2 Flash versus Jaedong match. So should be good no matter what happens. In the meantime, just barely saving this drone from that Reaper.
And so far, yeah, no drone been taken out just yet. Another one goes on the extractor. We have 1 wounded drone circling down around the south. Reaper coming down, drone then moving through. Zerglings come out, and the Reaper is then driven back.
Wow, that was the calmest I have seen a Zerg deal with a Reaper like that in a long time, letting everything get down to the final hit, losing nothing so far, just the first Zergling going down now.
And Life now splitting these Zerglings up. The drone does go back and make another extractor. Can't afford to lose a worker this early, but so far INnoVation's control very good, and the numbers here dwindling.
Oh, man, and look at that. Like, so many drones have almost died off here. Finally, the Queen is out, and we'll be able to push that back for the time being, but another Reaper is out on the map, so INnoVation can continue to harass.
And Reapers are continuing to come forward now. Now that production has stopped. He's getting add-ons for his structures and actually making a 3rd command center. Pretty gutsy move here. I guess you can push this out with the 3 Reapers on the map. They can deny Lings from coming up here and punishing that exposed SCV. We'll see if Life becomes aware of that expansion down there in the bottom center. But if Life doesn't catch on quick enough, that's going to be a huge economic boost there for INnoVation that can really cause Life to lose in the mid-game or late game.
Oh, certainly. And that is a really big deal here because that's exactly what INnoVation wants. He wants to get to that late game and have that economical advantage. But Life, he does have speed on the way. We're going to have to see if he wants to get aggressive in any way. But as of right now, it doesn't look like that.
And we actually see 2 Reapers that taken out now. The last one backing up. And this is, it's so far a great play here by Life. Life, with that 3rd base now starting to play a little bit of catch-up here. It's very important for INnoVation to not lose any more of his attacking units, or again, he can't defend that 3rd base. Yes, he can lift it up and relocate it, but obviously, if it's floating in the air and moving, it's not making workers, you're not dropping mules, and that's a problem.
Well, I'm not sure where Life's going to be able to attack quite yet. Going to go ahead and start working on those rocks so that eventually he can get to that back 3rd base. But INnoVation going to scout that immediately, completely on top of what he thinks Life will do and predicting correctly.
Seeing now Hellions coming out in pairs, continuing to control the center of the map. Life right now just trying to get as many drones as possible and get that economic boost. I like the Roach Warren there, placed quite well to make it a little bit more difficult for Hellions to come up there. But first and foremost, these Queens have to drive back the ground control from INnoVation so creep can be pushed out. Otherwise, Life's not going to have a lot of mobility here in the mid game.
Now, we do see the fact that roaches are being made here by Life, and I wonder if he's planning anything crazy with this. Of course, he could go ahead and do some sort of roach zergling attack, but he's making a few more drones as well, so these could just be for defense. We do have the Reaper popping up, and it looks like he's going to see those roaches pop out immediately. Of course, INnoVation has to double check on this. Is this something he needs to be afraid of? Does he need additional bunkers?
By the way, guys, get out there, tweet at us, tweet hashtag Blizzcon, and let us know if you think either hashtag Life or hashtag INnoVation will be taking this best of 5. We do see a Viking now coming out. This is going to be very important. You want to drive out any stray overlords out here. It does look like Life has actually moved. Oh, a taste loaf and a toast loaf. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that toast loaf is very handsome.
We're going to see this Viking come out here and actually try to drive out any spare overlords. Now, there are, or at least there don't seem to be, as far as I can see on the mini-map, any overlords too spread out to be punished with this. So Life is reacting very well.
Certainly is. In the meantime, going to go ahead, hit these front depots with those roaches, just picking off any Hellions he can at the moment. But as that Banshee comes out, these roaches are going to go down very, very quickly.
Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. The roaches are not the fastest units, so they can be picked up as they're retreating. We also saw Life setting up for what he is best at, actually tearing down those rocks there in the bottom center, which will allow him to do that harass. But INnoVation's been quite vigilant, actually having a depot set up over there by the rocks to see if that was being attacked. He was able to drive those Zerglings away.
Certainly some fantastic defense so far, which is exactly what INnoVation needs to win this series, since Life is known for his aggression, for his early and mid game. But right now we have INnoVation going for mech, and that is a super strong unit composition, guys.
Yeah, when you get mech, a couple important factors to keep in mind. First of all, it takes a lot longer to develop a mech army. But when you do develop that mech army, the damage output is much stronger. You have a lot more range attacks, dealing a ton of damage. Before that, Zerg army can even get up there to, throw out the first hit on their side. So it can be tough for Zerg. Now, Life may be able to exploit this as he's developing the mech army. It's also possible, if we do get into late game, that what Life will do will try to attack where the mech army is not and try to win a positional game.
Yeah, generally speaking, a mech army is very slow moving, and the Zerg can really run circles around it, but it's very hard against those top mech players. And in fact, about a year ago, we saw that after BlizzCon, really the only way to beat Life was mech, but since then he's become much better. But is he good enough to beat INnoVation's mech here today?
That's the big question, and INnoVation may be the best mech player in the world right now. He may be the best at everything that you can do with Terran at this point in time, but especially with mech, he's really made it work, whether it's against Terran or Zerg.
We see that Zerg. Look at that creep spread, Tasteless.
I was about to mention that. It's looking really good. He's already about at the halfway point here on the map. And if you could just spread that a little bit to the upper left side of the map and to the bottom right, it's going to be tough for Terran. Going back to that mech issue for a second, another thing that we have to bear in mind is that mech can't take expansions too far out of the map. So sometimes a mech player will just lose the game because their resources dry up on that quadrant of the map. If you look at it and cut it just into 4 pieces, that's where it really looks like he's going to be able to expand to throughout the rest of this game, and that's it.
Well,
meanwhile, though, Life coming down here and attacking in.
That is a lot of roaches. 1-1 just finishing right now, starting to push in. We do have siege tanks, though, and he is going to have to back up. Far too powerful an amount of siege tanks here from INnoVation.
Yeah, it's a problem. And speaking of those siege tanks, we really want to keep an eye on INnoVation and whether or not he keeps the siege tanks alive, because it's not just the mech army overall, but actually the siege tanks that if you lose them, you are essentially reset in the game. You don't have much mobility. There are circumstances where this isn't always true, but a general rule of thumb, keep your eyes on the siege tanks.
Yeah.
If INnoVation, or excuse me, Life can come in there and exploit any bad positioning, take out those siege tanks, then Life is going to be able to run amok on this map.
Certainly the case, and we see now Life, he's like, okay, you have a lot of mech, you're turtling very hard, I'm not going to be able to get you with these roaches. So what does he do? He starts adding on tech to his infrastructure. He's getting that infestation pit so he can go up into the hive, get some Vipers, get those high-end upgrades as well, grabbing that Hydralisk den, and again, expansions all over the place. Life realizes that this game is going long whether he wants it to or not.
And with supplies like this, it's 176 to 182, so we're getting to the point, oh, hold up. Ooh. He's actually burrowing. He's moving right. This is a trap.
Oh,
this
man.
could be bad. His army's moving right under the burrows under. And INnoVation is surrounded. But this mech army pretty strong. It still can be a pretty strong fight here for INnoVation. So Life instead decides to go around. He's making INnoVation chase this army in order to buy time to keep Life's main safe.
That's right. These roaches aren't necessarily needed. He's trying to buy as much time as possible, picking off some siege shanks, picking off a Thor there as well. I wouldn't call that highly successful, but at least it slowed INnoVation down a little bit.
He made it work when it really wasn't going his way. I saw the burrowed roaches coming in there, and I thought, I don't know if that's enough, but he did get good positioning in the attack. But you're totally right. He did what he could, given the circumstances that he was in at that time.
Well, right now we do have INnoVation continuing to plow forward here on the map. Life did counterattack at the front, going after the siege tank right now, hitting that natural as well, but INnoVation continuing to push forward.
INnoVation now landing the Vikings. A smaller attack down here in Life's main, but it's not clear that it's going to be enough. INnoVation should be able to clean this up with one more scan. Meanwhile, the center of the map is under INnoVation's control, and he is pushing into the upper right.
And you know what? This is a powerful attack, but I don't know if this is where INnoVation should be. He is going for the throat right now, but does he have enough units? If Life kills off that army, he will be in a lead.
You're absolutely right. There's a chance this could be an overextension. There are burrowed units, and I don't believe INnoVation's aware this. A scan comes down in the last second. INnoVation cleaning up before the unburrow occurs.
And he doesn't even unburrow anyway. Waiting till the end here now, trying to burrow out only a handful of roaches. Another scan. INnoVation kills every single roach on this side of the map.
And I think that may be the killing blow there. Now, let's see how INnoVation handles this. He's the best in the world. Is he going to go straight to the main, or does he go to expansions? It looks like he's going to go up into the main. Now, if he completes this attack, it should be the back-breaking move here that will make the Zerg force a GG.
You know, Life, he's lost a lot of roaches. Going to go ahead and unburrow what he's got left here. A scan just as they unburrow. A few more siege shanks do get picked off, but again, every single roach falls. More INnoVation units marching across the map to reinforce, and this is not looking good for Life.
He's trading about 7 roaches for each tank he kills, and that's it. GG!